Hey y'all, it's really daunting being up here. I don't get how David can do this because there's a lot of people here. But so I'm going to be talking about finding suffering. No, no, not finding suffering. Finding peace in suffering. So if you could turn your Bibles to 2 Corinthians chapter 12. I got to remember I have it here. 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 6, and I'm going to be reading through to 10. So, though if I should wish to boast, I would not be a fool, for I would be speaking the truth, but I refrain from it, and so that no one may think more than he sees in me or hears from me. So to keep me from becoming conceited, because of the surpassing greatness of the revelations, a thorn was given to me in the flesh, messenger of Satan to harass me, to keep me from becoming conceited. 3 times I pleaded with the Lord about this, and it should leave me. But he said to me, "My grace is sufficient for my powers is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast in all the more gladly of my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me. For the sake of Christ, then I am content with weakness, insults, hardships, persecutions, and calamities. For when I am weak, then I am strong." This is one of my favorite verses, I think. No, not even to think. It's one of my favorite verses because I feel like Paul has dealt with a lot of things. He's probably being persecuted because he used to be a part of he was like a part of the Sanhedrin. I could have that wrong. If I have that wrong, Craig will get me for it later. But he was like really high up there, trained by one of the highest Jews. He killed Christians. He has a lot of this baggage on him. So, it's really, a lot of people are very curious on what the thorn is. Some people think it's, a group of people who followed him. Some people think that, it's some sin that he battles. Some people, sometimes I like to think of it as just, him just carrying this weight of, all the deaths that he had a hand in. And even, watching the death of Stephen. I like to think of it as that. And, for me, it's very comforting because I myself, I battle with a lot of things, and I know there's a lot of people here who might battle with chronic pain, depression, or whatever it may be. Because for me, it's just finding that we all have these weaknesses, we all battle with something. It's really good to just know that you have something to look at, and that even though you're weak, and even though you have these weaknesses, God uses those. And something I want to go back to is just looking back at a lot of people in the Bible, Peter, Paul, David. A lot of these people were just really broken people, and he still used them. And I want to leave you with one more verse. It's 1 James. It's James chapter 1, not 1 James, but James chapter 1, verse 2. And I'm pretty sure you all probably know this one. It's, "Count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness, and the steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing." And again, this is just one of those comfort verses, and that's what I like. I like comfort verses because I'm very much a big person where I'm whenever I get down, I get down. So, for me to look at that, I don't need to, feel this is, something that, is lacking. I'm lacking something, but it's something that, makes me a full person. And that's really all I have. So, I really obviously forget how this goes, but I guess if you really need to be baptized, you can come up here during the invitation.
Stand.